global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Yes, Namdi Kanu's case has continued in earnest. He arrived quite safely into the court premises and the courtroom, and the trial began in earnest. I can tell you for free, the drama that is playing out clearly shows that hopefully Namdi Kanu may get fair hearing. Well, let's dive into the news proper to find out what is going on. Namdi Kanu's trial drama in court as judge orders trial within trial over statement made in DSS custody, which is 28th of May 2025. It was a calm Wednesday morning, of course, in Abuja as Namdi Kanu arrived at the Federal High Court at about 9 a.m. for the continuation of his trial instituted by the federal government of Nigeria. Now, the courtroom came alive shortly after the registrar announced the case, Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Namdi Kanu. Now, the prosecution and the defense appearance, the prosecution team announced its appearance. The defense team, led by Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Chief Kanu Agabi, also informed the court of their readiness to proceed. Of course, both sides agreed to continue with the day's business. A cross-examination of the prosecution's third witness. Now, the witness, which is a prosecution witness third, shaded as Mr. CCC, takes the stand led into the witness box behind a screen for protection. And the third prosecution witness, which is Mr. CCC, Triple C, swore an oath and began his testimony. According to him, he said, I worked with the DSS, he told the court. I have served for 27 years. I know the defendant, Namdi Kanu. He is the founder and leader of IPOB, which is classified as a terrorist organization. He also founded Radio Biafra, through which he often incited violence. Mr. CCC, that's Triple C, narrated that he first encountered Kanu in 2015 after his arrest. And he continued, he said, I was assigned to interrogate him, and I did so in the presence of 3 other officers. I informed him that his interview would be recorded, and he agreed to both audio, visual, and written statements. The video interview took place on October 21st, 2015, while the written statement was obtained on October 23rd, 2015. The prosecution then presented both the video recording and the written statement to the witness for identification. He confirmed them as authentic. Now, the defense raises objection, claims that statement was made under duress. At this point, the defense interjected. Chief Kanu Agabi's team claimed that the statement presented by the prosecution was obtained under duress. Now, the defense said, My lord, our client says he was cajoled. He was coerced. He made that statement under pressure. The judge now said, Are you suggesting that all 3 statements were made involuntarily? He asked, Can you prove it? Otherwise, this court will have to conduct a trial within trial to determine the voluntariness of these statements. The judge then directed that the defendant write down the specific reasons why he considered the statement involuntary. A sheet of paper was handed to Kanu, and after a short moment, Paul Orokoro, a senior advocate of Nigeria, read the note aloud and said, Defendant's written note. I requested for my lawyer and the DSS refused. The man in the dock was not the one who interviewed me. It was a certain Mr. Brown. I was kept in a dungeon with only 1 hour of airtime. Mr. Brown told me if I didn't write what they wanted, I would lose that 1 hour. I was bleeding from the nose. I wrote some of these things under pressure. Oh my God. The prosecution responded, He was never beaten. He was never beaten. The prosecution refuted the claims. The prosecution now said he was not beaten or threatened. He gave those statements willingly. To establish this, the court reclassified the same witness, Mr. CCC, as PW1 TAA for the purpose of trial within trial. Now, cross-examination during trial within trial began. The prosecution proceeded to examine PW1 TAA. Remember, PW1 TAA is still the same person as Mr. CCC. Now, prosecution now asks, do you know the defendant? The witness said, yes, he's the leader of IPOB. Prosecution now asked, do you know anyone named Mr. Brown? The witness now said, I don't recall that name. I conducted the interview with 2 other colleagues, James, Ibrahim, and Collins. Prosecution team now asked, did the defendant request a lawyer during the interrogation? The witness now said, he didn't ask for one. He only said he needed to rest. The prosecution team now asked, prosecution lawyer now asked, was he in solitary confinement? The witness now said, which is PW1 TAA, now said, I am not aware of that. In fact, in the video, he was given bottled water, not even sachet water. So I'm surprised by these claims. The prosecution team now asked, did he complain of ill health? The witness now said, I'm not a doctor, but he didn't say anything about being sick. The prosecution lawyer now asked, did you force him or put words in his mouth? The witness now said, not at all. He made the statement willingly and even seemed relaxed. The prosecution team now asked, did you instruct him to write anything about former President Jonathan? The witness now said, no, my lord, that's not true, and we have the video to prove it. The prosecution team now said, may we play the video, my lord? The judge now said, not yet. This is still a trial within trial. Let us stay within the process. The prosecution team now asked, he said you told him some things to write about President Jonathan. The witness now said, it's not true, my lord. We can play the video. Prosecution now said, my lord, may we play the video? They said it's still within trial. Now, one of the reasons why the judge, they are in recess now, one of the reasons why the judge asked trial within trial is to determine whether or not the statement made by the defendant was not under duress. Okay, now, a trial within trial is a legal procedure used in criminal trials, particularly in jurisdictions like Nigeria, where a confessional statement, a statement made by the accused admitting to a crime, is tendered as evidence. It's essentially a mini trial within the main trial designed to specifically determine whether the confessional statement was made voluntarily or involuntarily. Of course, they are staying tuned for recess. We're going to keep giving you updates as they come out of recess. I can tell you for free that all eyes seem to be on this matter. This is the very first time Namdi Kanu is feeling as if good trial is going on. Of course, they are playing the videos. I'm going to allow you to watch the videos in a moment of those trials that are going on, some of the videos that is playing out.
My name is Namdi Kanu. The reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children and men all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy. We are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we are here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government, to the High Commissioner, that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent situation of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mandate in their government. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can power people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. The one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country